The Khajiit is here! The Khajiit is here! Let's get something done! So today we're talking about ESO 2022. What can we expect? What do we think is coming up? And what do we know is coming up? And what do we predict is coming up in the future? Now we all know there's going to be a new area. They've already hinted at this. They've shown us this. So we know there's going to be a new area. It's going to be bigger and better than all the other areas, because that's how you advertise things. So in getting a new area, we know there's going to be new sets. We know there's going to be new motifs, new looks, maybe a new costume, maybe a new house, new dungeons, new trials, probably 2 or 3 new areas. All the stuff that's going to be coming to ESO in the year 2022 that we're just going to take for granted. But all that stuff is going to be there. And it's a lot. On top of that, the real question is, are we going to get a new class? That's what everyone keeps asking. Are we going to get a new class in 2022? And I would say yes. And I'm not just saying that hoping. Here's my reasons why. We're standing here with the Queen of Audion, and she actually fights with a one-hand sword, and the other hand is a spell. Now I believe this skill line will be coming to the Elder Scrolls in 2022. The reason I think this is because of the big push for hybridization. They've hybrided all the sets. They've really pushed the game towards hybrids. The Queen here is a hybrid. It's been in the game since day one. And I think they're ready. I think they've maneuvered the game and they've got it ready to release this hybrid skill line of one-handed sword. There's, even in the artwork for Elder Scrolls Online, they've hinted at and shown one-handed spell. So as an educated guess, one-handed spell skill line will be coming to Elder Scrolls Online 2022. Not confirmed, but pretty much confirmed. Now to go along with this, I predict we will get a new class, or at least a new race. We're going to get some sort of hybrid master to take advantage of this one-handed skill. And, you know, it's going to be OP. It's probably going to be locked behind a paywall. And for 3 to 6 months after its release, if you want to be competitive, you're going to have to be that race or that class and use that skill line. It's just their business model. It's the way ESO goes. You know, and then once that paywall comes down, they balance it. Alright, anything else? Let's move to the next one. Okay, just so everyone knows where we're going to. We're at the lighthouse down here. The viral laboratory in Cold Harbor. Now, earlier this year, we got companions. Companions came out. Companions were great. They basically NPCs who fight alongside you and help you. Now, why do I bring this up? Well, first off, I believe next year we're going to get more companions. And it makes sense that I'd expand on this. Give us at least 2, maybe 4 new companions over the course of the year. Now, on top of companions, if we come in here, you'll see we have our pets. But it's not just called pets. It's called non-combat pets. Now there's no combat pets anywhere yet. So the fact that they're called the pets, non-combat pets, would point towards the fact that we might get some combat pets coming up next year. Right? Now at first this seems like a far-fetched idea, but now that we have companions, if you can have a companion fighting beside you and helping you out, why not a pet? And I'd imagine we'd get, you know, I don't know what kind of combat pets would get, but you'd get all the basic ones, and then the bigger, stronger ones will probably be, you know, crown store items. But that's something that could be coming along. On top of that, here we go again. What about animal morphs? Could we be seeing animal morphs come to ESO? They've been in the game since day one. There's a few quests. This is the one I remember the most, right? You drink the potion, you turn into a monkey. And it's quite fun. So the coding's already in the game. They could do this for us. They could bring out potions, you drink the potion, you turn into an animal. You could do monkeys, goats, whatever you want. And again, have the bigger, stronger ones like lions and that in the crown store behind a paywall. Now what would be the point of this? There's no point to it. It would just be cool. It could make the money. And you know, I could imagine some role player setting up a zoo or a farm at their house, and all their mates come over and turn into goats, and who knows what they do, right? But this, again, is a very realistic option that could be coming to ESO in the near future.
What's it called? I suppose they don't call it the Shivering Isles for nothing. Wait, goats don't bark. They
Alright, so see, we got this one here. Where is he? We'll turn one player into a goat randomly.
Where do you suppose they learn to fly?
There's also the other
Well, what in oblivion have we got here?
dungeon that turns someone into a giant werewolf. Now, they could do this, sell animal morphs. They could do it in a form of, like maybe the new location has special mushrooms,
Guests myself.
and you eat the mushroom and you turn into a bunny or a goat.
Did you prefer that form?
Right, or maybe even turn into the giant werewolf,
What do we have in here today?
become Super Saiyan for a minute.
A little of
Whatever, the potential is limitless, and they've already done similar things in the game already. So it's not completely insane to expect some sort of animal morphs to come to players
trying to make
in the next year.
fools out of you.
Now again, I think it'll be more of just a role-playing,
Such ingratitude.
especially at first anyway. If it comes out, I expect it to be more of a role-playing thing, where people can just turn into sheeps and lions and goats, just for their own amusement. But then again, with the combat pets, maybe you can have a combat pet, so your combat pet might be a tiger, and then you get your animal morph and you become a tiger, and you just run around as a pair of tigers and
Some weather we're
take shit
having,
on.
eh?
Now, hopefully they're not too powerful, but you could imagine, right? Wouldn't it be cool? You go to a world boss, and you and all your mates
Such
are
ingratitude.
just dressed up as wild animals, and you attack this world boss. Just as something different, right? I'd love to see it. Hopefully we get it. Right, next thing. So, as fun as it sounds, and for as long as we could talk about it, having you and all your mates dress up as a pack of dogs and attack a world boss, or do a dolmen is nothing more than a herd of goats. It's time to move on to the sadder side of our predictions. And we are here in Devon's Watch, Stonefalls. This is one of the early on quests you'll get, and you're told to come down here and burn siege equipment. We have siege ladders here, and this is part of the quest. This does count as one of the siege weapons. I don't see. I thought siege ladders would be introduced years ago. They never were. They still haven't been. And with the current state of PvP as it is now, I don't think we're ever gonna see them. I don't think it would work either. Anyway, if you can get your group up and over the first wall of a keep without setting off the alarm, you know, you're going to be taking keeps faster than anyone can get there to counter. So on top of that, we also have these shrines that are out here in PvP. Now, I don't know how many shrines there are. There's only 6, well, maybe 9 if you count the home base ones. So there's only like 9 of these shrines that the hammer will ever spawn at, right? And it's always your home shrine. So the hammer will spawn over here, or spawn down here, or spawn at home. Same with the other 3 alliances. But on top of that, there's all these shrines out in the world. There's one here, there's another one over here. These were not put here for the hammer. These were put here for whatever the next mythical item was going to be. I don't think we're going to see them introduced into the game next year. They've said themselves that they want to fix the stability issues of PvP first before they introduce anything new. Now, in saying that, can they do that? They've been trying for a long time. They use COVID as an excuse. So they said it's going to take another 6 months. They wanted to have it fixed this year. They couldn't get it done. COVID next year. There's only one real way I see them fixing the stability issue of PvP in ESO. And that's to do what Grand Theft Auto had to do. Eventually, they just had to say, no more. This is the cutoff point. And I think that might come for the PlayStation, PS4, and whatever the equivalent to Xbox is, where they just say, right, that's it. All new content, and I believe this will happen sometime next year, probably early on next year. Maybe even the very next DLC will be PS5 only. And this will kill PvP. That will be the final nail in the coffin. They split the population, PvP on the PS4 is going to die. But they may have to do that. Games do that, where they'll cut it off. They'll say, right, that's it, this is the end, that's the final version, this is ESO, PS4, done. All future content will only be available on the PS5, because we don't want to be limited to the old hardware anymore. That's a very likely possibility next year as well. I think that's everything. So we covered the what do you call it? The obvious. We're gonna get new areas, you know, which is gonna come with new sets, new looks, new motifs, new costumes, probably a new house. We may or may not get a new class. If we do, it's probably gonna be a hybrid master class, like the Warden was supposed to be. There's gonna be new furnitures, you know, all that stuff that we're just gonna take for granted. New dungeons, probably new trials, all the stuff throughout the year, right? One hand and spell skill line, more than likely, yes. And that's it. I predict if anything's going to be a surprise, we're going to get animal morphs. That would be awesome, that would be fun. Please do that, Zos. Combat pets looks very likely, because why would they name it non-combat pets if they weren't going to introduce combat pets? And we've already got assistants, so we're probably going to get more companions as well, and as well as attack pet companions. I think that would be really awesome. And combine that with the animal morph, so you could just run around full on herd of goats or whatever you want to be. Do that. Yeah, and then the siege ladders, the mystics, PvP, the death of PvP, the PS4, PS5 split. What do you guys reckon? Comment down below if you think the PS4, PS5 split's going to happen. Let me know what your favourite kind of animal morph would be. What would you like to see introduced into the game? Remember they had the two-seater mounts? That was a stupid idea, but I seen that floating around somewhere. That could still be a possibility. Get like a Zerg elephant, so all 12 of your fucking Zerglings will climb onto the elephant. Who knows? This has been Khajiit. Peace out.